Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rune. So today we'll be going over Magic the Gathering Top 10 Queen. That's right. So now, at number 10, we have the first on our list is Pixie Queen. It's from Legends as a rare, going for $128.41 on the market. The reason why this card is so expensive, well, it's because it's from Legends. But, well, it's kind of a cool artwork picture. And back in the day, when this was first out, this was actually a very, very good card. But for nowadays, this means nothing. Like 4 mana for a 1/1 flyer, and then it costs 3 mana to give the creature flying until end of turn. Again, nowadays, this card would be considered garbage. Again, it's only valid because of that expensive. And this is the reason why it's at number 10 is because, well, this Pixie Queen, well, it's just a cool card to have in the Legends series. So let's just move on to number 9, which I have is Sorcerer's Queen from various sets, being uncommon from the Arabian series or rare from every series after that, therefore making it $132 from the Arabian series because of its old school ability, or $4 after that. The reason why it's at number 9 as well, again, back in the day this was very powerful and nowadays it's not. So to make him another creature 0/2 until end of turn, treat this exactly as the number in the lower right of the target card. 0/2, all special characters and enchantments on the creature are unaffected. So you're tapping it for 3 mana you might as well just kill the creature with the black mana. I don't understand how this was rare later in the game. And the enchantments are still on. Like, come on, that's not a card you would want to really use in a deck. So let's move on to number 8, which we have is Oona, Queen of the Fae. From various sets, it's a rare or a mythic depending on the set, with an average price of $1.14 on the cents at the time of this video. Other than the card, I actually like the picture. It's really cool. Basically, it says flying. So for X, put a island or a swamp, choose a color. Target opponent exiles the top X cards of their library. For each card of the chosen color exiled this way, create a 1/1 blue and black fairy rogue creature token with flying. Not bad. Actually, I'm surprised it's only $1.14 because your X could be basically every turn. There's no ability limit to it. There's no tapping, so I think that's really cool for a 6 for a 5/5. You can't really beat that, and it's a flyer. I think this card is very underrated and should be played more when decks are used. So let's move on to number 7. Next on our list is Vraska, the Golgari Queen from various sets. It's a mythic from when those were. So it was very confusing because it's $5.64 on the average, but the one from the Mythic Edition is actually $53. So if you don't take that into account, this card is basically just under $6 on the market. And this card was actually very well used in the standard at the time when it first came out. I do know that because it has all those abilities. And the last one being -9, it says, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. So that can be very powerful. You can somehow keep this queen alive. Other than that, there's not much more to say about this legendary planeswalker. So let's move on to number 6. We have Linden, the Steadfast Queen from Throne of Eldraine. It's a rare for only going $1.16 at the current time of this video. I thought this card would be worth a lot more because it had 3 for a 3/3 vigilance, and whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. I think that's really cool. You can build so many decks with this, and this is basically a number 1 card if you want to gain life for a certain way. I don't see why you wouldn't put this in the deck. Outside of standard, I guess it's not very powerful, but nevertheless, this is a queen. So let's move halfway down the list to number 5. So halfway down the list, like I just said, is Ant Queen from Magic 2010 or Modern Masters 2015. As you can see, is a rare, going for $1.26 at the time of this market. This card is really cool as well because why it's at number 5 is because it's 5 for a 5/5, pretty standard for a green creature. But it has, for 1 colorless and a forest, put a 1/1 green insect creature token onto the battlefield. As you can see, there's no tapping ability or limit or anything. So that can be really annoying, really, really fast. And with decks, with tokens, there's so much you can do with this card. And the picture's cool, the saying's cool, everything, it's not too bad. So let's move on to number 4. Well, I'm kind of cheating with this one. Well, it's Mothra, the Supersonic Queen. So the name is Queen, I'm going to go with it. But it's actually the Broodmoth. So I don't know how you want to take that. So at number 4, it is from Icaro, Lair of Behemoths. It's a mythic going for $32.91 at the time of this video. And when this was actually standard, I personally use this card all the time to get rank in Arena. Basically, it says flying. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, register the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. So not only are you getting creatures back, you're getting them with flying. Like, how can you make this card so amazing? It's just turn 4, if it doesn't die, you got the game. So let's move on to number 3. Which we have next is Lolth, the Spider Queen from Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. It's a mythic going for $12.43, or again with that special rare card for $59. This card is very cool. I'm sure if you guys play Magic, you know this one. It is part of the standard rotation where a lot of people use it. That's why it's worth that much. Basically, you can put out creatures, they destroy them, and you can keep putting them back in. And then the last ability for the Lolth is whenever you get an opponent deals combat damage by 1 or more creatures you control, if that player lost than 8 life this turn, they lose life equal to that difference. I think this is a really cool card, and it's a queen card, so that really does help. I'm not impressed how they took the fantasy books and put it into the Magic cards. It didn't really work out very well according to the storyline of the cards they released. But I won't get into that, so let's move on to number 2. And with that being said, at number 2, we have Coffin Queen from Tempest. It's a rare for only going $10.06 at the market at the time of this video. And the saying is basically that's why it's at number 2 for this 3/1/1 is you may choose not to untap Coffin Queen during your untap phase. For 3 mana, put target creature card from any graveyard into play under your control. Remove that creature from the game if Coffin Queen becomes untapped or if you lose control of Coffin Queen. Can't beat that. Basically, you can just get your creatures, and you can even dump creatures into your cards. So it's basically the ultimate exhume, if you want to say. So let's move on to number 1. And at the top of the list is Sliver Queen from Stronghold or Commander's Arsenal Oversize. It's a rare going for 111 or 301 from the Arsenal Oversize. And well, this Sliver Queen, not only is it a queen, at number 1, it's actually a very playable card in the whole Magic world. Basically, it counts as a sliver. Put a sliver token into play. Treat this token as a 1/1 colorless creature. For only 2 mana, you know how much you can pump out? Yes, it does take every color in the Magic world to put it out, but that doesn't stop for that 5 for a 7/7 and doing all that stuff. You just can't beat that. But I want to show you guys that we have an honorable mention, as I've never done that before, for a certain card, which is Lady Zurong Warrior Queen. The reason why it's an honorable mention is because it's from Portal 3 Kingdoms. As you can see, it's a rare going for $137.80 on the market. Because it's a portal card, sort of like the unhinged cards. I don't include those in the top 10 cards because I just find like whatever they are, they're better than everything else, even in the real world. And the reason why I give this honorable mention is because you never see this horsemanship. This creature can only be blocked by other creatures with horsemanship. So, again, in the real world, you can't play this card unless you're playing someone else with that same series. Other than that, there's nothing special about it. It's a really cool card, though. So I hope you guys have a good day and a good evening.